2024. There's plenty of horsepower, enthusiasm. Oh yeah, and Hurricane Helene decided to join the party. The RideTech team braved the storm and set up shop in Bowling Green, Kentucky, where they went over track prep.
Track day prep for me, main thing I'm going to check is all the wearable components on the car. Bushings, ball joints.
Nut and bolt it, make sure everything's good, brakes, bearings, tires are good.
Plenty of snacks, plenty of water.
Tire pressure, torque the wheels, double check any nut, bolt, cotter keys, stuff like that there. Anything that could physically cause a problem, if it would loosen up.
If I watch videos of the track, watch some fast cars, maybe some INSA, professional racing behind the wheel to see braking points, where people are turning in, everything that's going on with that.
You want to make sure you have a good set of tools, depending on whether your car is standard or metric, country of origin.
Engine-wise, you know, we're obviously going to check fluids, make sure it's ready to go. This thing holds like 22 quarts of oil, so, you know, make sure you have a whole barrel of oil with you.
Gas is a big one.
It's not an easy task to dish out fast lap times in the rain. Lane laid down the hammer, putting the RideTech Mustang up into the top 5 cars for most of the event.
On the rain, it'd be difficult as far as, all depends what tire you're running, compound. I mean, that would help some, but like, I would honestly just leave the car fairly neutral and loose, so it moves more instead of just being planted where it would slide.
I don't change a lot. You probably loosen the car up some, get a little more traction that way. Tire pressure is going to go down a little bit. That's going to be the main things that we're going to be changing there.
I watched the Ayrton Senna Formula One documentary, and he did really good in the rain, so I think that might be helping me out a little bit today, or at least I hope so. Actually, the rain somewhat today was a little bit of an equalizer for me. A, some of the field didn't show up because of the rain forecast, and two, some people are maybe not as comfortable.
RideTech has been developing suspension for enthusiasts for over 28 years. Ford owners have plenty of options to choose from.
I would say that there's a spectrum. We make a lot of products for classic Fords. We've got some for that, what I would call the tweener years. You know, we've got products for the Fox Body Mustang that just came out within the last couple of years.
Early Falcons, the early Mustang, of course, Fox Body Mustang, late model Mustang, F100.
F150, we have the current generation of that. We go back to 2007, I believe, with that truck.
The Ford F100 series pickup truck. So those have a less than stellar twin I-beam suspension that was really, really handy on the farm. A lot of people see these trucks as classic vehicles that they want to drive to car shows at Ford Festival. And that twin I-beam is heavy and it doesn't really lend itself to very good handling. Our system is a new cradle that bolts in place of the factory one. You get rid of all that twin I-beam stuff. It comes with rack and pinion steering, which is amazing. It's like car handling in a truck form. And then we also have a rear 4-link that goes in place of it.
If you have a Ford product, we pretty much got you covered.
When you equip your car or truck with RideTech, you'll immediately feel the difference.
Yeah, there's an incredible difference from an independent rear suspension to a straight axle. The independent rear suspension keeps the tires more firmly planted and more aligned to the ground, and there's the opportunity to do tuning with toe and caster and camber settings. And with the long arm, short arm rear suspension, you can get the tire to have better contact pattern with the ground through its full travel.
It's just more of the good that the car already had in it. It draws that out. If you have like some dials in front of you, it just turns up the awesome. It doesn't ruin the ride quality, which is something that's important to a lot of people when it comes to putting a coilover on a car that they may daily drive.
I'm so used to waiting to apply throttle to come out of the corner, you know, so you don't upset the car. This one, you're in the gas early coming out.
Ford owners from all over the world came to Ford Fest this year, even with a hurricane inbound. Some say they may have a few screws loose in the head. At Ride Tech, all we see is pure passion for the drive.
All the Ford guys are a proud group. They're really proud of their big blue oval and the Ford products that have been made through the years. They love the Mustangs, they love the trucks.
There was a dedicated guy. He needs to get the Spirit of the Event award because he's got a 33 Ford or something like that, and it's completely open top. It's raining in that bucket the entire time he's driving it. He's having a blast still.
I like the diversity. I mean, they have off-road, you have drifting, you have the autocross, obviously, with this. You have drag racing. It's a huge enthusiast market. It's a pretty cool event.
It's pretty cool to see this many people still running around down here with a monsoon, but
They are a fiercely loyal group to the Ford brand and to the Ford automobiles. They're like no other group out there, really. They're that loyal.
It's a great event. We love coming to it. A lot of, like I said, a lot of Ford guys here. Look at all of our new Ford products. That's something we've concentrated heavily this year on. So we're here supporting them, you know?
The amount of events that they have here are really fun. There's Grand Champion, which is what we're competing in. That is autocross, drag strip, although not so much this weekend. And then they do a speed stop challenge on Sundays. So the autocross goes away and they remake the course into a speed stop. Then they have the drag racing classes. They have the off-road, which is also a really fun thing to watch and get to ride in if you bring out a vehicle to participate in. And then they also have the car show too. So there's something here for everybody. Whether you're a behind the wheel, got to have my fun that way kind of a person, or if you're just here to appreciate all the things that that Ford Motor Company has produced over the year. If you have any kind of vehicle, it doesn't have to be a Ford. As long as it's Ford powered, it's welcome at Ford Fest.
We met several fans that are new to the world of racing. Let's have Blaine break down some of the words of wisdom for people looking to start their racing hobby.
Don't go buy super sticky tires. Don't go buy a limited slip differential. Don't buy a supercharger and mess up the entire dynamic of the car. The most important element of the vehicle and the driver is how you work together with the car. The thing is, you want to start off with less than more, and I think that you'll agree with me if you follow my instruction, is that less does equal more in this case. You can have a lot more fun in a car that doesn't have a whole lot of horsepower, and there's a lot more forgiveness when you make a mistake out there because you're carrying less speed a lot of the time, especially on a road course where you can get going upwards of 120, 130 miles an hour, and then you write a check that you can't cash because you overheated your brakes or you had pad not back, or things of that nature that you just maybe don't have in the plan. I think that getting out there and going to an event before you actually compete in an event would be advantageous as well, because you can go out there, and if it's an autocross especially, this also applies to track days depending on which ones you go to. Some of them do allow ride-alongs and some don't. But bring a helmet, make sure it's Snell approved, and then I would go to one of those events and see if I could ride along. I would pay attention to who's putting faster times on the board and then go ask them questions. Tell them you're thinking about coming out, and they're more than happy to talk to you about it. For one, you're not competing against them that day, so that disarms them quite a bit. And they want you to succeed. They want you to have fun. So hop in a car with them. Make sure you bring your helmet along with you, or they may even have one you can borrow, to be honest. So get some ride-along passenger seat time, and then go out to one yourself. Make sure you bring some tools to work on your car. Make sure you bring fluids in case your car's leaking or overheats the power steering or something like that. Make sure that you're... There's videos you can watch on this online. They're hilarious. My favorite one is an FD3S RX-7 that they didn't tighten the lug nuts on any of the wheels. Make sure you bring enough snacks and water, things like that, because when you get hangry, you might see red mist, you may overdrive the car. You don't want to have heat stroke. A lot of these events take place in the summertime, not in a monsoon like this. So, keeping yourself in the game is more important than I think almost anything else. So that's a lot to your question, but I think all those things factor in to culminate in a really fun time on track.
I feel so good when you're making my day. I feel so high when I'm flying away. You can't stop me 'cause I'm playing the game. Just gotta be free, so let's do it again. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Holly Ford Fest may have been a wet one this year, but the fun never stops at Ride Tech. We build suspension for every road.
I gotta be free.